Hey, hi, how's it going? It's Joe, it's week 14, and you know what? I almost just commented on the fact that I've got this bit of, like, hair sticking up here, and then I realised someone's gonna have to go and check, or maybe I'll go and check, but I'm pretty sure I have not done even one video yet where I haven't made a comment about my hair, which is a little embarrassing. But anyway, okay, so, bottom surgery. That's the topic this week. The main thing I'm going to say is that I hope I don't want bottom surgery. Stephen's just getting undressed right now. Basically, my kind of hope is that being on T for longer, and she literally just threw her bra at me. That is what just happened right now. My hope is that being on T and getting top surgery will sort of ease my lower dysphoria to the extent that I don't feel like I need bottom surgery. At the moment, I do feel like I want it, but like I don't know. I'm hoping that won't last. Just because it's a big deal and it's stressful, and then that's another thing. That's another thing that you have to rely on the NHS. Well, certainly that I would have to rely on the NHS for. So yeah, so I hope I don't want it. If I do decide that I want bottom surgery, if I do decide that I want bottom surgery, I will. At the moment, I think I'm more drawn to metoidioplasty. For those of you who might not know what that is, I mean, you can Google it, but like I might as well just give like a little overview. Basically, metoidioplasty, what happens is they take your. Okay, this is how I usually explain it to like a total layman. The penis and the clitoris are developmentally pretty much very similar, pretty much the same sort of organ. But obviously in a male fetus, they grow out of control and like, oh my god, and then a penis happens. And in a female fetus, that doesn't happen. They just stay little and like, more conveniently sized, pocket-sized, like a pocket penis. Anyway, and attached to your body. So when you take testosterone, the clitoris grows to like more of a like penisy looking guy, not anywhere near cis size for most people, but just there. And metoidioplasty, what they do is they release, because obviously it's bigger than, I'm not gonna do it like it's like this. I have to. It's bigger than, but it's still attached to your body. So while it functions in a similar way in that it will, I'm just gonna be blunt. It gets erect. It gets erect like a penis would. There's not a lot you can kind of do about that because it's attached to your body. Some people can, apparently. But anyway, so what metoidioplasty does is it releases your fella from the body, and also, I mean, you can just get a simple clitoral release, or you can get a full metoidioplasty where they release it and then you get urethral lengthening, so they lengthen your urethra, which is the bit you pee out of, in case anybody's unsure about that, so that you can also pee out of it, and it can generally function more like kind of like a micro penis. Like cis guys sometimes have micro penis, where basically they just have a small penis, like a medically that small penis, and that kind of ends up, I think, being what metoidioplasty looks like. And you can also get scrotoplasty while you have that done. So basically you get ball implants in your labia, which I just think is the coolest thing ever, because I kind of refer to my labia as my balls anyway. That's gross, that's too much detail. Oh no, never mind. Anyway. Awkward. Yeah, so there's that. So that's the procedure that I'm most drawn to. I think it sort of leaves you with something that I think would still feel like it was my body, and it functions in quite a sort of, straightforward way and stuff like that. So, and it's not a completely, it's not a really intense procedure. Obviously it's genital surgery, so it's, it's an intense procedure, but it's not like, in comparison to phalloplasty. So phalloplasty, basically they take a graft from generally your forearm, from like around this area, They take a skin graft from there, they replace it with skin from usually your like bum, and then they kind of like roll that up. It's a lot more complex than that, I'm really simplifying, but they roll that up and graft it onto your groin. And you end up with a much more impressive looking penis. Like, you know, in terms of size, it's much more impressive. But the downsides are, there are more complications, it's a much more intense procedure. Obviously you end up with like a very large scar on your arm, and also you can no longer, with metodioplasty you can get sort of like naturally stand to attention. With a phalloplasty you need to basically pump up your penis with like a little like thingy. I think it usually goes into one of your balls, and you kind of like pump it up from there. Which, you know, I mean, it's kind of a balls. Well, testicles, just like really. Anyway, oh no, my flatmates are getting back. Oh, they've been out of the union. They're gonna be so loud. I'll have to hurry. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, you distracted me. What was I saying? Okay, yeah, the metodioplasty phalloplasty thing. It's a really difficult decision. Neither procedure is fantastic. I mean, they're good. It's good that we have, you know, options. Neither of them really are particularly, you know, neither are perfect. And you have to sort of weigh up what's more important to you, because you can't get everything out of either of them. With metodioplasty, it functions in a more sort of like natural, I hate that word, but more kind of like straightforward way. But it, like, I mean, I'm just going to use the word tiny. You could end up with a pretty tiny penis. Phalloplasty, you get like a, like, whoa, like impressive, gigantic member, but you have to pump it up, and like the operation is much more intense, and you have this big scar and whatnot. So for me, size is not greatly important to me. Like, I mean, at this point, I might change my mind about this, but for the time being, like, I don't really care too much about size. And every now and again, I sort of start to feel like, oh, maybe I would like a phalloplasty, maybe I would like something that looks a bit more like an adult male's genitals. But then usually I'm just like, you know what, the procedure is just too much for me. I just think it would be a bit, it's just such an intense procedure. It takes hours and like lots and lots, I think like 3 separate operations or more. And the scarring is really intense. I mean, I think if I cared more about size, or if I cared more about like being able to look more like a cis guy in that area, then I would opt for phalloplasty, because I think it's incredible, really. I think it's amazing that you can have, you know, something that looks like that and that functions like that. But I think maybe, yeah, I don't think it's for me. But with bottom surgery, I do say all of this quite provisionally, because I think your feelings can change quite a lot as other stages in transition come up. And I think particularly for me, I won't really know how I feel about it until I've been on T longer and until I've had top surgery, and then I can sort of be like, right, how do I feel about this now? But at the moment, my instinct is, if I want bottom surgery, I'll probably end up wanting metodioplasty, but I hope that I just don't end up wanting bottom surgery, because that would be much more convenient. Yeah. Alright, okay. Stay cool, and have a lovely week, and I'll see you next week. Bye bye.